See. Hello, and thank you for coming to South of Hollywood. How's it going?
Good. It's going good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for joining us, everyone. Today, my co host is Emmitt James, and he's also our first guest right here down in LA. So, why don't you tell us a little about yourself? Where you at in LA?
I'm in Frogtown, aka well, Frogtown is the AKA, but Elysian Park. It's
Oh,
pretty. I think the nearest neighborhood is Silver Lake or Atwater, depending
yeah.
on where you
I
live.
was thinking Silver Lake area.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So tell us about yourself, Emmett. Where are you from and how'd you get to LA?
I'm from the Midwest. Specifically, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I came to LA in January 19th, 2015. I feel like when people move here, they know the day.
Mhm.
So 2000 next January coming up will be 7 years here. So I've been here for 7 years. Um, from Milwaukee. I came here to do music,
Mhm.
but I used school as a foot to get here. So
Mhm.
I was finishing up my BA in arts management,
Mhm.
and for my last semester, so my last 12 credits, I had to do something in the field. And so normally people in my degree program, they would use this time to go to London or go abroad. I had already been to London, so I was like, oh, it would be dope if I could do an externship in the place where I'd want to live after, so that way I don't have to move to where I want to go. I can
Mhm.
already be there and working there already. So I end up getting this fashion internship with this women's wear brand called Ren. Um, and I did that for like 6, 7 months, and then when that was over, like I said, I was already in LA, so that was cool. Um,
Awesome.
yeah,
That's what's up. So, how you like it so far after 7 years?
I hated it. No. The first year I didn't like it as much, and I thought about moving to Chicago a couple times. Chicago's my favorite city, so I
Mhm.
thought about moving to Chicago a couple times. At some point in my life, I might end up, if not moving there for good, just like be stationed there for a little bit. We'll see what happens in life. But so yeah, first couple years didn't like it as much, and then I was working at this coffee shop. And I was talking to this guy. He like worked in the area, and he gave me this advice. He was like, "I'm not saying you shouldn't leave, but if you haven't turned over every rock to try to make it work, then you should go. But if you feel like there's more you can do, then you should stay."
Mhm.
And so I felt like I had only been here for a year, so I hadn't really do anything yet. And so I took his advice, started meeting my group of people, uh, meeting my tribe, quote unquote, and now I love it. Now I love it
Mhm.
here. I don't love everything about it, but if it's home now for sure.
Wow. And that's true. I definitely feel like I've been here 5 years and I feel like I have not turned over every rock yet.
Yeah.
And that's definitely what gets me like motivated. I'm like, oh, I haven't done anything yet. It's only been I
Do
need to
you
really
want
do way
to? Do you
more.
want to leave?
Oh no, no.
Oh,
I was born here. I was born in Long Beach.
oh, okay, okay.
So my family is from here. My whole family is here. Everybody except for my dad, basically. And my mom and dad are in Milwaukee. So yeah. But
Okay, so all right. I know this is supposed to be me, you interviewing me, and stuff like. But now I got questions for you.
yeah,
Oh,
okay.
but now it makes sense. I was about to say, what's your connection to Chicago then?
Yeah.
But that
So
makes sense.
yeah, yeah, just because I was from Milwaukee. Yeah, so my dad is actually a professor, or he was a professor at UWM. So that's how
Oh,
we ended
nice.
up in Milwaukee. And then when I finished graduate school, I came back to Milwaukee and I worked for like 6 months as a cashier at, somewhere, some thrift store, something like that. And when that winter hit, I was like, oh no, I gotta go. It's
Uh,
over for me. So, the next best place to do something with film was Chicago. And lucky for us, we were right there, Milwaukee, Chicago. I've been going to Chicago my whole life. I love Chicago. I felt like I had lots of friends in Chicago. So I felt comfortable in Chicago. I went to stay with my homegirl, slept on her floor for like 6 months,
Okay.
until I finally got a job with Columbia College.
Nice.
And that's how I got to Chicago. And then I met you through Sierra. There was an art gallery I think she was always like curating for
Yeah.
and hosting events and stuff before her own art gallery.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, that's how I met you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then with the film festival, I think I tried to get you to submit and like
Yeah. Yeah.
get your film in. So yeah.
Dope. Dope.
So the connection is full circle. So why don't we jump right in? So what do you watch TV and movies? Are you like into watching stuff, or what do you
I
guys
do.
watch?
I do. I don't know if this is blasphemous, but I think the best show Netflix ever made, in my opinion, is Ozark.
Oh yeah, I love
I love
Ozark.
It's only like there might be one black person in it. That might be my only issue. But it's it's a dope show. It's a really, really dope show. I started watching it late. So last year, my girlfriend and I, we started watching it because people kept talking about it. And then like right away, episode 1, a bunch of action and drama. I think it's a really dope show. So I think it's coming back.
Yeah, I think
January?
yeah, I want to say either beginning of January or the end of January. I'm not sure.
So
Yeah.
that's been my and I don't watch a ton of TV. I want to watch more now that like I'm kind of getting into film more. But over the last year, so I watched a lot of web shows.
Yeah.
And then that's what got me wanting to shoot my own and stuff. But Ozark for sure. Last year, what did I watch too? P Valley. I don't know if you watched P Valley.
Oh yes, give it up. That was a great show.
No, P Valley was dope too. What else?
That made me get Showtime. I think it was on Showtime or Stars.
Oh, it was on Stars. It was on Stars. Yeah, I got Stars for a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't know when they're coming back, but I know they're working on it.
They're shooting it right now.
Yeah,
I think season 2. Now what else? I think that might be the only. I was looking forward to Insecure, and I only watched episode 1 so far, so I haven't really caught up on the last season.
You
like Insecure?
Oh my God, yes, I live for Issa Rae. I am a huge Issa Rae fan. Yeah. She just speaks to us educated hood black girls. She just
So I have to. Episode 1 threw me off of this final season. Threw me off a little bit, so I have to watch it. Oh, Snowfall! I started watching Snowfall, and I think I might only be on season 2, so I'm still behind. I like that show. The only thing I don't like about that show is when something happens in the show and is unrealistic to me, it throws me off, and I'll be thinking about that the whole time. Like I like the show a lot. I think him becoming this drug dealer and this like leader like happened a little too fast for me. So that's the only thing, but I like that. And then what you ever heard of Black and Sexy TV?
Yes, yeah, that's on YouTube too, I think.
Yeah. So I'm late to this stuff. I just started watching this stuff yesterday, but I got the app, and there's a show on there called Chef Julian that I really like a lot. And then there's this new app. I've been trying to support black artists and streaming services. So it's another black streaming service called All Black. So I've been I like downloaded it and subscribed to it to watch a couple shows. But that's what I've been watching and looking forward to. So
yeah, that's what's up. What shows are you liking on All Black? I'll have to check it out.
The reason why I got it initially was for Love Is. It was on Oprah's network when it first came out. This actor here, he's pretty dope. His name is Will Calais. I don't know if you know him. He was in it, and I would see clips, and I was like, oh, I want to see it. And then I saw that they had it, so that's I initially downloaded a few months ago for that. And now I'm just like watching stuff on it because I pay for it every month.
Yeah, right.
So that's why Lil Duval had a stand up on there. It's a show called Lace or Lacey that I'm watching.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah.
That's what's up. Yeah, thanks. Those are some good recommendations. We
Yeah.
definitely have to check those out. Yeah, I'm into fantasy. I'm like half fantasy, half pro black right now.
Yeah.
So
So
like I said,
did you
huh?
like uh what is it? Lovecraft Country?
Oh yeah, I did like that. I was late to that too though last year. I was definitely like the pandemic. Oh, like I wasn't ready for like gore and gruesome,
Yeah, yeah.
monsters and stuff. But it grew on me and I definitely was like, oh, my heart, they were some good characters for sure by the end.
No, yeah.
Um I definitely I'm looking forward to well, I don't know if you have seen the advertisements for the Wheel of Fortune and Time. I think that's on Amazon and it's like another like esoteric sci-fi
Yeah.
futuristic sort of thing. So
I'm gonna have
I'm
to check it out.
yeah, I'm interested in that one. I love time travel, stuff like that. And and I just watched Michael Che's newest stand up on Netflix.
Oh, here's
Shame
a new one?
Yeah, it's a new one.
Oh,
See, that's the thing. They didn't even really advertise it, but it's already out. Yeah, it's on Netflix, I
I
think.
gotta check it out. His last one, I'm not sure if it was his last one or not, but I think it is. The one
Yeah,
where he has the bit that I think that went viral, the Black Lives Matter.
I don't remember.
Dude, there's one that he was like doing this bit. He was like, I'm not saying it's Black Lives is better than others. He said, we're just matters. He's like,
Yeah.
black people be looking for the bare minimum. Just matters.
Oh, yeah, that was a good stand up. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one was
so
a
that's
good
the
one.
last one I
Yeah.
saw and I liked it a lot.
Yeah,
So
that was good.
I'm gonna
That's
have to
why I
check.
watched this newest one. He also had a sketch comedy series on HBO,
Oh,
and
nice.
it was hilarious. I think it was called That Damn Michael Che or something like that.
Oh, okay.
It was hilarious. I highly recommend it. So I saw the stand up. It was so funny, so many good jokes. He's right on point. Although he kind of looked like somebody fat uncle. He just like, I'm finna sit down and tell y'all some jokes. Ha ha ha. That's how
Yeah.
he does. But it was definitely worth checking out, and it's on Netflix. So yeah.
Oh, dope.
But yeah, so I know we were just giving a little bit earlier talking about the hot topics.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, so let's just get right
I'm
into
listening
it.
to you. I need to get some light. I'm not looking too good right now.
Oh yeah, the sun is setting on you.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Just
what's up.
a little. Maybe that'll help a little bit.
Can you see?
A little bit.
A little better.
There you go. Hot topics.
Yeah, so hot topics. I mean, so basically, the verdict for Ahmaud Arbery came down this week. What did you think about that?
I'm glad that it was what it was, especially coming after the Kyle one. It's interesting because when you watch this,
Mm-hmm.
uh, it seems like simple, like okay, these dudes are gonna get convicted, but then sometimes you just never know.
Yeah.
So I was watching it closely, and then
Mm-hmm.
what I thought was the two guys for sure was gonna be convicted, and then this other guy he probably would have got a slap on the wrist, but he didn't. He also got charged with some of them too. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
thought,
they all were charged with murder. That's at
yeah,
least good. Yeah, they were all charged with murder. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm glad that it ended up turning out that way.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'm agreeing with you too because I feel like before the verdict, I mean, like you said, after the verdict came, it's like, yeah, of course they committed murder, you know.
yeah,
But while they were having the trial, while everything was leading up, it was just like, damn, are these people gonna let him off? Like, I
yeah,
feel like they had some serious KKK lawyers. That's the type of lawyers they had, So they just didn't even have they didn't even care. They was reckless out here. They like no black people in the jury,
yeah.
They said that having Senator Warren Act there was oppressive to the defendants or whatever,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
BS they made up, So it was just nasty the whole way through. But at least they had a good judge, and the judge wasn't playing those games. You know, he was
Yeah.
definitely like straightforward. What are the facts?
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. I think he was more fair too. I guess it depends on how you look at it. How you looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought he was more fair.
Yeah.
He
I
was
mean,
emotional,
you're right.
which can be hard. You obviously have your own personal opinions about it. He didn't seem like emotional either way.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's supposed to play it professional. What do you think about the use of video though? Because, you know, part of the reason they were even indicted, you know, brought in, arrested, all of that was because the video actually leaked. You know,
Yeah.
so what did you think about the fact that they had filmed it? I was just, you know,
That's the thing, because the guy, I forget, Roddy Bryant, that was the guy that filmed it, and him and his lawyer was trying to say, "Hey, I'm a witness, and if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have the video,"
mm-hmm,
which is true, but
mm-hmm,
also I guess he just hung himself because he did some other stuff. I think he got like in the truck, and then at some point he was also trying to block him off. He just did some other things that was just like, you can't just say you was just trying to record. But this is a classic case of like, if you would have just mind your business,
mm-hmm.
you wouldn't. He just needed
Really?
a black parent.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for real.
That's all he needs to do.
I mean, well, he's going down with him for sure. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. I just think it's crazy that people will want to film something like that.
No,
And
yeah.
the psychology to that is crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I'm a documentary filmmaker. You know? So like even as a witness, like you don't participate. It's a very, you know, it's a very thin line, but once you cross over to participating, you're no longer a witness. You're no longer documenting, you know. Part of our training sometimes is to even discuss, we have a lot of classes on ethics basically. And you know, the ethics of seeing situations like that unfold in front of a camera, you know, do you intervene? Do you try to stop it? Do you try to save somebody? Do you try to rescue people? Do you put the camera down to, you know, become a part of the situation? So so yeah, they didn't have a defense, period. They didn't have no defense, you know, they were just trying to throw whatever they could at the wall. But it does make you, you know, it should ask, you know, a bigger question about how we're filming, you know, these injustices, these crimes, you know, these things that are happening in front of us. Because everybody grabs a camera nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Basically some
Yeah.
crazy shit, you know,
No, that's
instead of
true.
like doing something.
Yeah. No, yeah, it helped. I mean, I'm glad he videoed it. It just didn't help him. I don't know if he thought it would, but and then I think he also like supposedly volunteered the video, and so his lawyer was also like, if he had something to hide, why would he just hand it over? And it's just like, I mean, just because you did that doesn't mean you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah,
So, but, yeah.
definitely. So something else that's been popping off if you're like in the Twitterverse and the social media is NFTs.
No,
You know,
yeah, I've been having a lot of. I have a friend. He also is a hip hop artist. His name is Domino, and he just released an album, and he did some NFT stuff. And I don't know all the specifics of it, but he released an album. I think it's called Presessence.
mm-hmm.
I think it's a word he made up. I think, and he
Yeah.
has like a few different like art pieces with it. And he's made.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's using Ethereum, and he's made over 120K in this
Oh,
crypto.
mm-hmm.
He talks about it, a lot. So I've been following him a little bit about it, and then
Mm.
I got another friend. This is not like a cryptocurrency, but another friend who's starting. He did this thing where he was releasing an album called 8K, and so he put the album on gold USB bars, and then before he released them for sale, he put up one. He put up a copy on eBay for people to bid, and then the highest bidder, I think, bid it like $110 or $115, and that person got
Mm.
to listen to that to the album for the first time before
everybody else.
So doing stuff like that, I think is really cool. But I do a lot of like very niche stuff with my own art. So I think NFTs, if I learn how to work them, I think they could work really well for what I do.
Yeah, I feel like, it kind of started off as, I mean, it's only been around for like less than a year, I guess, maybe. But, it kind of started off as being this very like sort of nouveau riche, very like hidden thing that they were doing, like trading these NFTs. And I feel like even in just this year, it's become much more people getting involved to it. It's getting more accessible.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could be a good idea for artists,
No, I think so too. Even if you don't, someone said to me, even if you don't make a ton of money off of it, you could just build in like your own niche community in this space. I just want to know how you cash out, because I'm the type of person that like, if I see 10,000, yeah, let's take it now. Let's take it now. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I wonder if there's penalties for that, or if it's even easy to do that. I get 120K, I'm cashing out immediately.
Said no more NFTs. I'm done.
No, I'll come back and do another piece, but it'd be
to
know that, oh, I can do this, and I could just go make 20 grand.
Yeah.
In a couple of weeks. Yeah, why would not? Yeah, just.
My question is, where's the demand? Like, how do you know what people want?
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, I don't know. I want to do some more research on it and just see how it works. And I'm putting on the album next year, and I'm probably going to try to work in this NFT idea and the rollout and the campaign somehow. We'll see.
That's what's up. Okay, well, as soon as you learn, let me know, because I need to be right behind you. Like,
I got you.
And speaking of crypto, the big news in LA is that the Staples Center, the naming rights got bought.
Oh, yeah. I saw that.
Bought out by crypto.com. So like, what do you think about the Staples Center, eventually going to be changing its name to crypto.com?
To be honest, I thought this was a joke. So I saw it, and I saw a couple people. I was like, "Oh, that sounds silly,
ridiculous."
Yeah. So, but now that it's real, I don't know. I don't know what it makes me wonder if it'll be a thing where, I don't know. It just seems so easy. Like, oh, now we're just changing the name because if somebody else buys it or whatever, we'll just change it again. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean. It sounds to me it's giving real, we don't have enough money to pay rent vibes.
Yeah. No. No,
and it's like, yeah, how long, is crypto really, are we saying crypto's here to stay now? Is it sticking around? Like,
yeah, I think it is. It's been a while. I've been around for a while. I know people who's been investing in it for years, but I think the last year or two, it's been really like blowing up. Mm-hmm. And it's the thing when celebrities start doing. I think The Weeknd made a bunch of money off of it.
Oh wow!
And then other artists are doing it.
Have you tried it?
Huh?
Have you tried doing crypto yet?
No, I've had a few conversations on it, but I haven't. But I want to. I think the first thing I might do, because it seems so easy, is Bitcoin. Like, you can buy Bitcoin on Cash App.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
So. But yeah, going into next year, if I don't before this year is out, I want to get into it. My girlfriend's mom does it for her, and so she just kind of works it for her. And she has like, oh no, it's more stocks. It's not crypto. It's stocks.
But her mom too, though. Yeah.
No, yeah, her mom put some money into something, and she wants to buy a new car, and like she just has like 10K that she made in stocks. So
yeah.
So just doing more stuff like that and then letting it grow. And I think that not just for Black people specifically, but for Black people, if what we did was, because not everybody's going to be rich and famous and make a bunch of money, but if you put money away and then you let it grow, and then you have children, and then 20 years later, it's like, it might not be a ton of money, but okay, now I have $40,000.
Yeah.
That I can give to you, or you can start with, as opposed to
starting with nothing. Yeah.
Nothing. And so I think obviously people who are rich, this process is sped up, or they can give more. But like, put some money somewhere, it grows, and then when your child turns 18, 21, but you started it maybe before they was born, and it's just been sitting there for 50 years, and now like I think stuff like that is dope. So.
Yeah. And it's definitely important. And, if we're coming from a generation where that wasn't started before us, then we got to do it. We got to be the ones to start those type of investments to get those type of returns.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Definitely. Well, that's what's up. It's so fresh thinking about NFTs and crypto. I'm trying to be like that. I want my money in the future. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, for sure. It's because the money like depreciates, and this stuff. I mean, this stuff goes up and down, but
Right.
ultimately it's
It
growing.
goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's why home ownership used to be so important, or why it is still important, but of course we're not able to buy homes the way people could in the past. But that's why it's so important, because no matter what price you pay for your home today, if you are able to keep that home and stay in it, and you live in a relatively residential, or even a commercial sort of area, the value goes up. Like you said, it might go down 1 year, up a little, one down 1 year, but over the course of your ownership, the value almost doubles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why it becomes so important to own a home, because that's an asset that appreciates, and it provides stability for your life. You know what I'm saying? In America, you almost have to own a home to have a business. Almost. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that brings me back to, your career, because you are making lots of art, and, I'm assuming you are a business. You got a business. So why don't you tell us about what you do and how you making it, in LA?
I do a bunch of nothing. No. Well, number one is music, and so that's why I moved here. So I've always been doing that. And when I first moved here, there was a season when I had 2-3 jobs, and then there was a season where I had one job, and then last year, December 11th, I quit my day job. I had saved. I didn't even save that much. I saved I wanted to save, I think $4,000. I ended up only saving 2,400, but that was my cushion. And then the pandemic was happening. However said, and so the government was looking out for a little bit too. Shout out to the government. No,
right on time, don't it? Come right on time.
But the reason why, let me go back. So I have this friend, her name is Fatima. And when we used to work at this coffee shop together, she is not graphic designer. She's a fashion designer. She doesn't really focus on that anymore. She does food stuff. But I remember having a conversation with her, and she told me this thing she would do. She said for 6 months she would work her butt off and work a bunch of different jobs, and then the second 6 months of the year she would quit those jobs and focus on fashion. And so that was always in the back of my mind. And then so I used that. I was like, okay, I'm gonna save money for a year, and then I'm gonna quit my job. But my plan is not to go back. She would go back and continuously do it again, and always make sure she have time to work on art. So my plan is to not go back. So it's been on December 11th. It will be a year anniversary. Now, technically, I have gone back because they have hit me up to do a few shifts, because I told them, hey, if you ever need help, let me know and I'll help you. So I've done a few shifts like that, but I'm not on the schedule or nothing like that. So what I've been doing is working on music, selling merch, making music for podcasts. I do freelance graphic design. So all that stuff to help pay rent. But the main thing I do is, as of late, has been music and film stuff.
And that's awesome. That's the dream.
Yeah.
Is it what you thought it would be?
That's a good question. I don't know. In the freelance space, like you have good months. I have some months that like I was killing it, and then the last 2 months was not so
Tricky.
great.
You're
Yeah.
right.
So, uh, but what I cared most about is my time. So now I get to uh figure out. I get to plan my time and do what I want to do, and then start seeing myself as a business. But 2 months ago, I was texting my girlfriend, and I was like, "Man, maybe I should just go get a job." And she was like, "Nah, you already got a job. Like you are a business, and it's your job to make sure you make money. So go out there and go make some money." So, I
She's
started
smart.
a pop up coffee shop too that we've been doing for like a year. So just finding different avenues, and when you freelance, what I'm learning, because this is my first time like really freelancing for a living, is that like when you work a job, you get paid every 2 weeks. You have lump sums of money coming in. When I freelance, it's like I might get $75 over here, I might get $50 over here, I might get $200, and then piecing that together throughout the month, so to make sure that you got the rent. So I don't think it's for everybody, but I get to wake up every day. I get to plan my schedule. Nobody tells me when to come in or when to do like nothing like that. So I think it's worth it. So
Yeah, that's so awesome. It's so encouraging to see people, being able to set their sight on a goal and then work towards it and,
yeah,
tussle it out no matter what comes.
yeah.
So tell us about music videos. Like I said, I got in touch with you because I like your music videos. And maybe you could just tell us a little bit about what's been your journey actually making videos.
Um, yeah. So I since moving here, I've gotten into film, and so what I like to do with the music videos is almost every music video uh, that I have out in the last few years, they have like some type of dialogue in it because I want the music video to feel like it's a short excerpt of something bigger. Um,
Mhm.
so that's how a lot of them are shot.
Mhm.
I mean, this one that we're gonna play is a little different,
Mhm.
kind of, because it's like animation, but it's a part of a bigger piece, which is a short film.
Mhm.
Um, so I just been doing stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. So why don't you tell us what we got to watch so we can watch a little one of your videos real quick here.
So this video is called Halitosis Berry. It's a play on uh, the chronic breath halitosis, and then Holly Berry. So it's like a pretty girl who has bad breath. So it's like Holly Tosis Berry. And it's
Cute.
this video, this portion of the short film is all animation. So it's a part of a project called Jazz Cavities 2. And so Jazz Cavities 2, we made a film that came with it. It was claymation, animation, and real life. And this is one like 2 minute or maybe like a minute and 30-second excerpt of a 9 minute short film. And this is for the song Halitosis Berry.
Okay, let's get into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Genuinely hilarious.
So, I didn't hear the sound, but I'm assuming it was okay.
Oh, it should have played.
I
Oh,
heard
well,
it just at the very end. I guess we'll have to see when.
I know, right? On the play out. Okay, well, I might have to edit that part then. Oh, well, but you know what? It was definitely oh, definitely fun. Definitely fun to see it on my end. Sorry, world,
Yeah.
for the live broadcast. Sorry. But yeah, so what made you want to try animation? How did you get involved with that?
I've been doing animation for a while. My homie Riggs, who I met when I was in college, he didn't go to my college, but he lived in the town, and we started off doing animations for like shows. Had a show coming up. Um, he'll make an animation for it, or if a single was coming out, he'll promo it. Then our first like longer piece we did was 2 years ago, Christmas time. I did a Christmas animation with him. So he illustrated, and animated it, and then this piece right here is a part of a bigger short film. This is like the biggest project we've done together. So out of the 9 minutes, 6 minutes of the short film is animated. Like 30 seconds of it is claymation, and then like there's like 2 minutes of it that's like a dentist scene, so like a real life
Uh-huh.
scene. Um,
Live action.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What do you think about the combination of music with film and video? I mean, the history of filmmaking definitely started out with musical theater, but I think about people like Beyonce, and now I feel like more artists are doing it. I can't think of her name right now, but I think she had an album called Mad World or something like that, where they're making more of these like longer narrative videos.
Yeah.
So have you seen that trend, and what do you think about that?
No, yeah, I think that visual content is better than photo content. Like, and photo content can be really dope. Even if we're just talking in terms of Instagram, if you scrolling, a dope photo could get your attention, but I feel like a video will capture your attention quicker and probably keep you on whatever it is like longer.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, I just think video is cool. And then, like I said earlier, last year I started watching a lot of web shows, and then I was like, okay, I want to do that. And then my girlfriend works in film production, so she's been helping a lot with that. So, for example, I put out this 3-song EP last year called Quickies, and one of the songs is on there is called West Side, and we made a short film for it. We shot it in like my living room, made the diner and set it up, made it look nice. And then I started watching a lot of these web shows, and I was like, we should make a show like with episodes. And then we were like, what can we do? And I was like thinking, I was like, oh, we already have a short film. What if we extend the story, or we tell what happens before that leads us up to the end of the short film? So that's what we did. And then we shot 5 episodes to a web show. The first episode will come out Christmas Eve, we're thinking. And it's based in the 70s in LA. So like the costumes and stuff and the set design and stuff is set up to look like the 70s. So hopefully you can let me know if we failed or not.
Yo,
But
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see
yeah.
it.
And then 2 weekends ago, we just wrapped up a short film called Butter and Brown, which is also the name of another EP. So a lot of the stuff is inspired by the music, and then most of the time, the story that's in the music will end up in a short film, and if not, then like some smaller ideas or concepts that was in the music will be a part of the story of the film too. So eventually, what we wanted to do this year, and we got way too busy, and maybe we were being a little bit too ambitious, but at the top of January this year, we was like, for Black Friday, we're gonna launch our own streaming service called MJTV. Then as the year went on, we was like, oh, okay, we probably not gonna have time to shoot. And we've made a bunch of content, but not like we need to have it prepped and ready for a streaming service. But so hopefully maybe in the next year or so we'll have a streaming service that people could subscribe to. We just want to make sure we have a decent amount of content first. I don't want people to pay for three things. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm on too. I'm like, how can we get some more competition to Netflix? let's
Yeah.
let's get out here and make it hard for them. Make them have to always work to get better. Sometimes I feel like YouTube, I guess because YouTube is YouTube, they feel like they don't really there's nothing quite as comparable.
Yeah.
Vimeo is good for professionals, but most people aren't on Vimeo. Most people are on YouTube. And so I feel like the YouTube, they haven't like updated it in like 20 years. Like,
Yeah. Have you
there's
heard of VHX?
no, what's that?
So VHX, this is how Black and Sexy TV does their stuff, and then I think Kev on Stage. You know who Kev on Stage is?
Yeah,
He has
the comedian.
yeah. He has an app too, and he uses it too. So VHX, I'm trying to explain it to the best of my ability. It's probably bigger than what I'm saying, but VHX is powered with Vimeo. So let's say you and I started a streaming service today. We got our videos up. We could use VHX, and I think it designs the app for you, maybe, but it sets up that whole structure of the monthly subscription. It has your videos up there and stuff like that. And so when people would play our shows, the video player is Vimeo, but it's like a thing that they do. It's like if you want to start your own website or streaming service, it's like a subscription that you pay, and it sets it up for you.
Well, I'll definitely have to check that out, because
yeah, you can do one-offs. Vimeo has one-offs too, where you could like, here's my short film, and you could pay for it, or you could have it set up where like people can pay you monthly and you have various content. So that's probably what we're gonna. It seems like the easiest thing to use. So that's dope. But you can always throw stuff on YouTube. You could, depending on where your audience is, you could put it. You could throw a series. You could put a series on Instagram if that's where if your audience is there.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think that's good though. I think the more options are better, and because not only are the audiences in different places, but every type of media, has a different format, so to speak. Because I feel like web series are really good because they are accessible online, or at least that was the initial design. They were accessible online. But then Instagram is good for these little short things.
Yeah.
I really like 2-minute videos, 3-minute videos sometimes where I'm like, oh, okay, great. I got a whole narrative, a whole stand-up, set, a whole comedy show in like 3 minutes. That's perfect.
Yeah. No, yeah, I think that's dope. Yeah, if you have like a little series, it's 2 to 3 minutes. You put it on IGTV, and then you build it up there. And then if you want to extend it later, you can. But yeah, or you could. It depends on how short you can make your content, but still appealing. The series could live on your story if it's a minute.
Yeah.
Or you edit it in a way like, okay, this series is 15 seconds? Or this series is a minute, but it's 4-part, and I edit it so when it clips, you're not missing anything, but it goes all together. And every Monday, I do this series where that's just that on my story. Like you could do stuff like, to me, that's how I look at stories. It's like your own TV show. Like people are tuning in to your show. So if you really see it that way, you could house short content on your story.
Yeah. And I think that's awesome. I mean, we didn't even have that like 5 years ago, So it's definitely changing fast. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. Tell us how people can get in touch with you or like, what's upcoming? Because I know you got shows and stuff too. What's upcoming? You mentioned the EP dropping, your series dropping. Tell us what's upcoming.
A lot of different stuff. If you live in LA, I'm playing a show in LA, December 11th. It is not purposely, but it's ended up being the 1 year quitting my job anniversary show. Um,
Yes.
so that's in LA. You go to emmittjames.com. You can get tickets for that show. If you don't live in LA and you want to just like follow me online, you can follow me on Instagram at Emmitt, EMMITT _James. Also, if you're not in LA but you want to follow me online, if you just follow me there, you'll be able to see a bunch of stuff. But a web series we're about to start dropping in the next few weeks. I have another EP coming out at the end of the year, a part of this series I've been doing called Foreplay. But yeah, emmittjames.com or Emmitt James on Instagram is the best way to follow me because that's where I post all of the content. You can get it there. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited to have you, my first official LA guest for season 2. So I can actually call myself South of Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? We know what's good in the hood. We know what's good.
Yeah.
And you over there living it up in Silver Lake. I love that area too. It's like my favorite part of LA.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I'm so looking forward. I'm gonna try to make it to your show. Hopefully, I will not be asleep in the bed. Bye.
No, you should come out. It's gonna be worth it. You will have. You said you go to bed by 9?
Yeah, I'm like.
If you stay up for extra 2 hours, doors at 8. Show gonna start at 9. By 11:30, you could be walking to your car or Uber or however you gonna get there.
Okay, I'm down. All right. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you out there for joining us, and be sure to tune in next week for South of Hollywood.
Peace.
Bye. And you can stay on.
Okay.